Wow, what a total disaster for Cyberpunk 2077 and CD Projekt Red. Check this out. This is the headline. It says, Sony is pulling Cyberpunk 2077 from the PlayStation Store and offering full refunds. You can request a refund right now. This is no joke. This is not a prank. This is actually happening. I never imagined Cyberpunk 2077 would have such a horrible launch on some of these platforms. So we're going to talk about this. Hey everyone, what's happening? Overworld Games here, and let's dive straight into the news. This is the official word from Sony about this matter. They go on to say this: Sony strives to ensure a high level of customer satisfaction. Therefore, we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via the PlayStation Store. Sony will also be removing Cyberpunk 2077 from the PlayStation Store until further notice. Once we have confirmed that you purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via the PlayStation Store, we will begin processing your refund. Please note that completion of the refund may vary based on your payment method and financial institution. I still cannot get over this one. So yeah, you guys know that Cyberpunk 2077 has launched on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One base consoles in particular in a horrible state. One that I guess people were not prepared for. There's PlayStation 4 trailers still up showing next-gen footage, showing PC running at Ultra, and it is completely deceiving. So it seems like Sony has come in here and have stepped in and have said, you guys have to do something, or perhaps there could be, and I'm just theorizing here, there could be legal action that CD Projekt Red could, have to endure if they did not remove this product from the PlayStation Store. Now, furthermore, this is what the article says. It says Sony is pulling Cyberpunk 2077 from the PlayStation Store and offering full refunds for anyone who bought the game from the digital storefront. The company said on Thursday, if you want to start the refund process now, Sony says to visit this site to and sign into your PlayStation account to submit a request. Now, all the links will be in the description below if you want to actually do that. Furthermore, it says this: the game has already been removed from the PlayStation Store for a few Verge staffers on their PS5s. The game doesn't come up in search for Cyberpunk 2077 on the web version of the store. Following older online listing links to the game will show its store page, but with the option to wish list it only. They're actually removing the game also from the PlayStation 5 store as well. So there have been some major repercussions from Sony in particular about Cyberpunk 2077. We're going to get into also why this is actually happening a little bit more in just a moment. Sony's move comes just days after Cyberpunk 2077 developer CD Projekt Red said people unsatisfied with their purchase on the PS4 Xbox One should request a refund. Yet due to Sony's stringent refund policy, many who bought digital versions of the game from the PlayStation Store were unable to get refunds. Players who bought the Xbox One version of the game have reported better luck with Microsoft's more generous refund policy. We have yet to hear if Microsoft also is going to be removing the game from their store. Now, they say this: it's unclear when Sony plans to return Cyberpunk 2077 to the PlayStation Store. The company's note says the game will be unavailable in its digital form until further notice. It's also not clear if Microsoft plans to similarly yank the game from its digital storefront or offer full refunds. Microsoft didn't immediately reply to requests for comments. So yeah, this is a total disaster for them. And they had so many mixed messages with their, refund message CD Projekt Red did. People were totally confused. It seemed like, hey, they can just go out to, Sony and say, I want a refund, but that was not the case. Let's take a look here. It says here, Sony's announcement comes after the messy messaging of Cyberpunk 2077's launch, which included a significant performance gap between the PC and PS4 Xbox One versions of the game, the latter of which were not shown running on base hardware pre-release. That really worried me. That worried a lot of the press. They still insisted on giving the game high reviews, which was also another concern. I made a video about, be warned about the Cyberpunk 2077 reviews that are upcoming. And yeah, it seems like, the reviews were specifically for the PC next-gen version of the game. Furthermore, this is what IGN had to say about it, and they're quoting CD Projekt Red here. It says, "We would like to start by apologizing to you for not showing the game on base last-gen consoles before it premiered, and, in consequence, not allowing you to make a more informed decision about your purchase. We should have paid more attention to making it play better on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One," the statement read. Now, alongside that, CD Projekt Red said players could request refunds for the console versions if they were dissatisfied. However, there was no official word from Microsoft or PlayStation about honoring these at the time. Another thing, in my opinion, they should have definitely not done was to promise something without first going through the proper channels, which is definitely Sony and Microsoft. They first needed approval there before they could ever state that people could get refunds. And I honestly think that kind of caused issues, particularly with Sony, because they're a little bit more aggressive about this sort of thing. And Sony was like, you're going to have to pull the game. I think that's perhaps what has happened in this situation. All right. They go on to say this: while there have been reports of some players receiving refunds even before CD Projekt Red's apology, following it seemed like no special deal had been worked out between CD Projekt Red and the platform holders at that time. Widespread reports of players, including some on IGN staff, who were unable to properly request refunds due to platform policies, began to spread. IGN at the time had reached out to CD Projekt Red for comment, but Sony offering of refunds and full removal of the game from the store is the first official word we've heard on the company's policy towards Cyberpunk's launch. So I also think that Sony is sending a clear message to any developers, any publishers out there. If you're going to develop a game, you better develop it right. We're not going to put up with this. And I think they have a certain level of quality that they are holding up here going forward in the future. And I admire that from Sony and respect that big time. If you're going to have a game on Sony's platform, they're saying it's got to be working. It's got to be as advertised. You have a PS4 trailer showing next-gen footage, and the result is anything but. It's completely horrible. So this is the penalty. Your game's going to be removed until you fix it. So that seems to be the issue. We're going to probably get an official word from CD Projekt Red, I would hope. So stay tuned for that. Furthermore, it says this: prior to launch, IGN had only played the PC version of Cyberpunk 2077, which we praised in our review. But following the launch, IGN separately reviewed the Cyberpunk 2077 console version, saying, "If your only option right now is playing Cyberpunk 2077 on either of the base console platforms, I highly suggest you don't play it at all until its many terrible performance issues are fixed. And if you've already bought it and had an experience similar to what I've described, you should absolutely get a refund if possible." There you have it. So that's their official word about those base console versions of the game. For me, I'm playing on PC, and again, I'm enjoying the game, but it has those glitches which are very distracting when they happen, and they're that kind of Skyrim level of glitches, and it's such a bummer the game even launched with them. Alright, let's talk about top comments. Let's go over your latest top comments from the most recent video that I posted. You can find that video in the description or just on the channel. Here's the first top comment. Let's take a look. Neil Clarkwork says this: "The main problem I have with the driving is that the minimap needs to zoom out the faster you're traveling. I'm always missing my turn almost every turn." Thank you so much for mentioning this. Yes, you'll probably notice in some of my gameplay this happening to me often. I'm like, oh, how is this happening to me so often? So it was really a relief to see that many of you were having this problem as well. Yeah, they need to address that as well. We have another top comment here from Stealthmaster86, who says, "I really like the game a lot, but I'm going to hold off for now and see what this week's patch will bring. I hope it makes the base consoles more stable." So a lot of you are going to be holding off. If you're holding off, I would recommend holding off for the next 6 months. Revisiting, seeing how the game is doing. A lot of people did that with Fallout 76, and from what I've heard with Fallout 76 is it did become a pretty decent game. So there's that with Fallout 76. Let me know if that's even true for those of you that have played Fallout 76 recently. I was so disappointed with that one. But yeah, let's keep going now. Ridiculous says this: "Dude, I can't get over the soundtrack. Graves, De Niro, hello, good morning. Honestly, the best soundtrack a game has ever had." Dude, I was cruising around Night City recently, and I could just keep going just because of the music. It's so damn good. So I totally agree with that one. Junior Warrior, J1 Warrior says this: I'm enjoying the game and I'm keeping it. I'm not mad at CDPR Red, but I don't get bent out of shape easy. Life is too short, LOL. I think that's probably because you're not on PS4 or Xbox One. That's just a theory. Next up, we have Teebs, who says Anthem had a roadmap, and you know how that turned out, LOL. Yeah, I do remember that one. So yeah, in my previous video, I talked about how you guys, the fans, are demanding a roadmap, and you really, really want that. But yeah, a roadmap doesn't solve all the problems, of course. Fallout 76, I think they did a pretty fairly decent job with their roadmap. They stuck to their guns for the most part. But anyway, that's it for the video. There's the update. Pretty shocking news about Cyberpunk 2077. I did not expect it to go this badly, honestly. And it just sucks. Like, it absolutely sucks to hear that this has happened. And I'm also shocked that they pulled it from the PlayStation Store on the PS5. I'll let you know when it returns to the store, of course. Stay, informed. I'll keep you updated. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and I will see you all next time. Take care.